Chris. What's up, Bama Gump? Roll Tide, man. Roll Tide. Like the stream, share it up, brother. Share it up, share it up. Share it up, family. Like it up, like it up. Got a lot of folks on Twitter who want to talk trash, but they won't come to the live. Bunch of keyboard warriors. But they won't come to the lives and pop off. They won't get on the phone line and pop off. They just want to hide behind their little keyboards and their fake profiles. People weird, bro. They want to hide behind their fake profiles and criticize players. Talk trash about coaches. But you can't even put your doggone real face on the profile, bum. Oh, I'm talking today. I'm talking today. I'm going at everybody. I'm going at everybody. All you freaking Fairweather fans, all you non-football people that don't know football but got so much to say. It's amazing how many people on Twitter got 4K, 5K, 10K followers and don't really be saying nothing. Just a whole bunch of reactions, saying whatever the people, the fans want to hear, like appeasing the folks' feelings instead of calling out what the problem is. And y'all know I'm going to go in real quick. I'm going to start it off with Jalen Miro. But first, before we get into it, I just want to give an honor to God, who's the head of my life, for waking me up this morning, clothing me with my right mind, giving me activity of my limbs. I want to say I'm grateful for everybody that was able to, well, I'm grateful that all of you that have made it to this day are here. Thankful that we have a community of people that's living amongst the living another day. Hey, it's not even about that, man. It's not even about that, Bama Gump. This team wasn't going to come in and just dominate like everybody thought. You know, we handled the first few games. See some teams making adjustments. People starting to get film. But yesterday, and I'm gonna start it off like this. I'm gonna start my rant off like this. Yesterday, and everybody knows I'm a diehard Jalen supporter. Jalen Miro is, I believe, up until last night, was the best option for us at QB1 in our quarterback room. For the assets we have available in our quarterback room, to say that he wasn't the best option after leading this team to and going to the playoffs last season alone, that alone lets me know he was the man for the job. Now, as we get into this season and more reps are being ran in this system, and you're seeing guys progress, right? We saw Jalen Miro take steps forward from last year. If you say he didn't, you're a liar. Because a lot of these fans that's on there calling for his number now, weeks 1, 2, 3, they were saying he's a Heisman contender. They were arguing with the other fan bases, saying that he's a Heisman contender. And if I got moderators in the chat, I need y'all to be on point this morning, because I ain't up for all the crying and disrespect crap that come in the chat with a lot of these non-supporters, these rubberneckers that finally want to speak up because the one game out of 6, 7 games, they finally seem right about Jalen Miro. Now let me finish my rant on Miro. I'll say this about Jalen Miro, and I hate that the sun is in y'all eyes like that. But I'm gonna finish my rant on Miro because it's well warranted. It's well deserved and it's well warranted. And I'm not attacking his character. I'm not attacking his personality or anything like that. I'm just saying, as a coach, when I evaluate a quarterback, right? As an offensive-minded coach, as a former wide receiver, as a player, a player who played the quarterback position at multiple levels at that. All right, high school, college, semi-pro. All right, I played different phases of the position in different on different levels. All right. When I was in college, my second year of college, before I set out, or before I stopped playing my sophomore year, my coaching staff, and I have a lot of former teammates that check in. There were 3 players that they were allowing us. We were wide receivers. Well, two of us were wide receivers, one's a DB. They would have us in QB1 drills. They would have us in some of your mechanic stuff, like all of your indie session. We wouldn't go to the wide receiver group. We would go train with the quarterbacks. And my QB coach in college, the first thing that he taught me that I'm gonna always remember, especially with me being a natural athlete, being able to throw the ball. I mean, that wasn't the issue. Mechanics was always the issue. He used to say, if your feet ain't right, the throw ain't tight. If the feet ain't right, the throw ain't tight. Last night, I will give y'all this last night. If you all talking about Jalen Milroe, if you want to criticize Jalen Milroe and you say he had a horrible game, I can agree with you. But tell me why he had a horrible game. For everybody that said his mechanics hadn't changed, look at last night's game when he was throwing from the pocket and also when he climbed the pocket and his release point, where he was releasing the ball from, his follow through, his throwing motion. Everything looked totally opposite of what we've seen from Jalen Milroe all 6 games before last night. I mean, 5 games before last night. Before last night, Jalen Milroe was stepping up in the pocket, borderline taking sacks, but making the right move, making the right plays, and getting his feet under him and delivering passes. Not tossing passes, but delivering passes. Last night, Jalen tossed like 7 or 8 passes. He tossed them, not delivered them, tossed them. It was a few passes where he had a clean pocket, and Jalen, instead of stepping through his throws, he's doing that catapult crap. He was doing that catapult crap again. That shot put type crap, right? We can't have that. That's regression. That's not improvement. Hey, we got 42 in the live. Make sure y'all run the likes up. I only got 3 likes on this live. Rubberneckers, haters, please, before you do anything, before you comment or complain about anything else, run the likes up. At least do that. I don't mind you coming in here complaining, but at least run the likes up. At least don't get, hey, listen, Rubberneckers, don't dip out. Y'all, you know what's funny? I gotta stop on my rant real quick. Definitely throwing off the back foot. I'm not done with my rant, but I gotta do this real quick. So every time I get in here and we have like a crazy amount of live viewers, the haters be so mad, right? Because what I'll do is I'll screenshot it just to kind of show everybody like there's people watching. People think that we just have like 10 or 15 viewers, right? Every stream, but we I don't know if y'all peek at how many live viewers we have sometimes. Like last night, total live viewers on YouTube, we had like 200 and some people at one point. Until I started calling them out about not hitting the likes. And y'all know, like, we could see people as they pull up. So when you pull up, I can see how many people are watching. And certain platforms, partners, we have okay, I ain't gonna get into that. But just drop a like, man. You ain't gotta be a hater like that. Just drop a like. Because half of y'all, all y'all do is watch my live. And you remember half the stuff I'm saying, and when you go to other chats, you use what I'm saying to bolster your argument to make it seem like you know what you're talking about. Now, get that credit back to the AAA family. We the only ones really talking real football or realistic outcome. Some of y'all get mad when I disagree with your point because you don't bring facts behind it. For all you Ty Simpson believers, what makes you believe that Ty Simpson can get any better production in our passing game than Jalen Milroe? Because I remember, and for everybody that says, I made a statement yesterday, and then I'm going to get back to my Jalen Milroe rant. I'm going to ask y'all the same question I asked everybody yesterday. Because, truth be told, Ty Simpson has been afforded the same amount of opportunities as Jalen Milroe. When Bryce Young was the starting quarterback, and Ty Simpson was a true freshman, and Jalen Milroe was a redshirt freshman in his second year at Alabama. And y'all remember Bill O'Brien was the coordinator. Bill O'Brien had Bryce Young. He had Jalen Milroe. He had Ty Simpson. He had got his commitment from Julian Sayin. Had already got his commitment from Sayin. in 2021. If Bill O'Brien or Coach Saban or anybody in that locker room when Bryce went down felt like Ty Simpson was the guy then, he would have got an opportunity. Because going into that season, there was never a clear-cut number 2 as for the quarterback. There was always quarterback competition between Ty Simpson and Jalen Milroe, right? Let the media tell you Ty Simpson was supposed to be number 2 last season. But I kept telling y'all Jalen Milroe is number 2. 2021, number 2. Last season. Or is that 2022? Am I jumping ahead? No, that's 21. 2022. You come out, you get fall ball with a new you get spring ball with a new offensive coordinator, right? And you also get fall camp with that same coordinator. Tommy Rees evaluates these quarterbacks. Coach Saban evaluated these quarterbacks. So if Coach Saban allowed Tommy Rees to put Jalen Milroe out there to start the season in 2022, and then bench Jalen Milroe, agree to bench Jalen Milroe against USF and start Tyler Buckner over Ty Simpson, why do we keep why do you Ty Simpson hecklers or you Ty Simpson promoters? It ain't that I don't believe in Ty Simpson. I think Ty Simpson will be great when the opportunity is fitting for him. But right now, he is still not the best quarterback in the quarterback room. He's not the best. We will be 2-4, 3-3 with Ty Simpson right now. That's my personal opinion. But realistically, Ty Simpson in this game, his legs don't get him out of a lot of situations like Milroe. His inconsistency with his accuracy doesn't get him out of situations like Milroe does. His willingness to throw the ball, yes, we might see more people being targeted, but we could also see more interceptions. Jalen Milroe threw 2 interceptions yesterday, right? 2 interceptions Jalen Milroe threw. Both of those interceptions were because of lack of mechanics. Lack of mechanics. You cannot forget your mechanics. I left my Ty Simpson question with y'all. Hey, yeah, get John Doolittle in timeout. Fairweather, bitch ass. God forgive me. Oh my God, I didn't mean to do that. I'm sorry, y'all. John Doolittle, you cry too much, bro. You cry too much. Let's talk realistic stuff, though. Back to it. Jalen Milroe has to have consistency in his mechanics. There's no way you're going to lead this team. Dang, I ain't want to cuss at my boy. I'm sorry, John. I get tired of crybaby fans that don't talk football but have most to say everywhere. It's like bad on Twitter. Twitter is the worst. I hope some of my rant get on Twitter, and a lot of them Twitter folks that be crying and doing all that fake fan analysis and all this stuff, talking about blaming this person and blaming that person. Talk football. Going into last night's game, Jalen Milroe had some of the had top 20, top 15, I believe, highest completion percentage. For him to throw 45 passes last night, let's talk about some of the play calling. As an offensive coordinator, if I see my quarterback struggling in his mechanics, or he's struggling to read the field, I'm not putting him in those situations. I'm not putting him in those situations. I went back and I watched the game last night. The first half, Jalen Milroe's completion percentage against the pass rush was like 50 against 5-man pressures. It was like 56%. I think it was like 4 of 11. 5 of 11, something like that. 46%. That's not bad. That's not bad. In the second half, Jalen Milroe against pressures, 24%, y'all. And let's think about this. On those passes, too. I want y'all to think about this. On those passes, I think 9 of them were throwaways. Milroe only got sacked twice yesterday. Milroe only got sacked twice. I want y'all to think about that. It's not an offensive line problem. Situational awareness by a young offensive coordinator is definitely being exposed right now. Nick Sheridan doesn't have the experience in these situations, and it's showing. There's nothing wrong with that. You develop, but I expect a guy like Kalen DeBoer, and I'm not bashing the staff because I truly trust this process. I'm not going to be like Fairweather and jump ship. But what I would like to see at this point in the season, when your offensive coordinators continue to show some inconsistencies, right, in game, your play calling in big moments, I would love to see my experienced offensive-minded head coach step in on that headset and create some type of momentum or set a precedence for the style of play calling that's going to be effective for the system that he has established, right? I really do feel like that can happen for us and we have success. And I'm not saying solely take over play calling, Coach KD. I'm just saying when your offense doesn't have, when your offensive coordinator doesn't have a bead on productivity for that moment, for that game, step in and give him a leg up. Shoot him. Give him a hand up. Help him out. Help him out. Really, help him out. Set him up. Hey, coach, let's go here for the next 2 drives. I'm going to take it for the next 2 drives. Let me know what you see from up. All right, y'all, I'm going through a bad area, slick bad area, so y'all might have missed a few minutes of my rant, but Deshaun, 100%. Let me get some of these comments, y'all. I was cleaning my glasses so I could see y'all comments. Y'all know I'm blind. Y'all know I'm blind. Let me clean my glasses so I can pull the other phone up and read these comments, y'all. And for all the people that say that I don't hold Jalen Miro accountable, y'all a lie. I've been saying that. I've been talking about his good and his bad. I can't stand you fans that talk about Ty Simpson like he just showed y'all something so great. Like, what has Ty Simpson showed y'all in pickup time, garbage time, that makes you believe he's better than Jalen Miro? What did Ty Simpson show you with his opportunity against USF that shows you he's better than Jalen Miro? For all of you Fairweather fans and all of you Ty Simpson people, I'm not hating on Ty Simpson. I honestly believe Ty Simpson could be a good quarterback in the right system. But he's far from being better than Jalen Miro. As long as Jalen Miro's on the roster, I won't ask for Ty Simpson to be on the field. Jalen Miro could have another bad game like tomorrow, and I still won't ask for Ty Simpson. I won't ask for Ty Simpson. I ask for Dylan. I've seen Dylan have more composure with his reps and his snaps than Ty. Spring ball, fall, and in season. BH, why force the deep ball pass when it's not open? See, and one thing I want y'all to consider too, those Ryan Williams targets, 17 targets, as crazy as it sounds, go back and watch every target. He was only covered on 4 of them, like literally covered on 4 passes. And all 4 of those bad passes, 4 of those were bad looks. But he was for real only covered on 4 of those 17 targets. And it was 17 targets for him, but it was also like out of the 45 pass attempts that we threw, Ryan Williams was open on like 29, 30 of them. Like Kendrick Law should have had more targets. CJ Dupree, Jam Miller. I don't see 2 more losses. I think the only other big game that we really struggle with, really, because of what's being displayed right now, is LSU. 2 teams who haven't found identity yet. I'm glad we don't have to see Texas A&M this season. I'm glad we don't have to see Texas. That's just me being real. Like, we're talking realistic. I told y'all, give me 6 games, and then I can know what this team is going to look like. I'll know our identity. Our identity, even though we're not leaning on it or not, we're not pushing it or trusting it. This team's identity is in the run game. It's in the interior run game, being led by Jam Miller. Jam Miller needs to be our cattle horse in the run game. I hate he got hurt last night. Hopefully we get the official report with Jam Miller. But yeah, definitely want to see that. Turn the page, man. Culture clash. Culture clash. That's my Milrow rant. That's my QB rant. We'll dive into it more. Culture clash. There's a lot of Alabama fans who won't accept the fact that Nick Saban has retired. That's one. That's a culture clash. For all you fans that are talking about what Nick Saban wouldn't allow, shut the hell up. And I'm going to say that clearly one more time. Shut the hell up. Nick Saban statistically was outside the top 50 through the first 6 games in all major stats defensively for production the past 3 years of his coaching career. His teams were outside the top 50 in all your major defensive productivity stats the last 3 years of his career. What was the last 3 years of his career? NIL, transfer portal. Not only that, for all you Fairweather fans that want Nick Saban back so bad or think that Nick Saban set this new standard, for all the penalties, Nick Saban's 2023 coach team was the most penalized team through 6 games in the SEC. Was the most penalized team. I'm not going to yell. Nick Saban's team in 2023. Nick Saban, NIL, transfer portal put together team, number 1, number 2 recruiting class team, was the most penalized team through 6 games last season. And people want to blame it on Coach Kalen DeBoer, Kane Womack, and Nick Sheridan, saying it's a coaching issue. No, saying it's a culture issue. The culture has been affected. If we're talking about the standard, we haven't upheld the standard since 2020. We haven't been upholding the standard since 2020. So for all you people that want to blame Coach Kalen DeBoer and Kane Womack and Nick Sheridan and get mad at Josh Chapman for walking into the stadium with a cigar in his mouth, y'all know Josh Chapman played for Coach Saban, right? Y'all know Josh Chapman, one of the staff members, the very staff member. And for all you Twitter people that like to get on Twitter and talk trash about the staff and the culture and all this, this is a person that played under Coach Saban, who understands the Bama standard. For all of you former players that's on Twitter ranting about the coaches, one of your teammates, former teammates, B-Side 5, is walking in the stadium with a cigar in his mouth. He's not a player. He's a staff member. Y'all don't see staff members in other teams that's winning, walking on the sideline or walking out the tunnel with boom boxes and doing all this other stuff. This is not Nick Saban era football. Like, shut the hell up. College football has changed so much. And y'all talking about the coaches get paid big bucks? Y'all don't know what unregulated NIL is, huh? You have players literally able to take pictures with fans and stuff on the sidelines during college football games. During college football games, y'all. Players are on the sideline taking pictures and on Snapchat and TikTok. So, culture clash. Kalen DeBoer has created winning culture everywhere he's went. Kalen DeBoer has done it. His record says it. The SEC is not the most dominant conference anymore. So we're very top heavy. Very top heavy. We're actually the most balanced conference looking at this season, looking at where we at. We're the most balanced conference right now. I think we're four conference games in for most teams. Four conference games in, and this season you have more one-loss conference teams at this point than you've had in the past 10 years of the SEC. Don't disturb this groove. That's all his job is. put the best player in the best position to win. I totally agree. So people talking about Kane Warmick not being the defensive coordinator when he had players in the backfield, setting them up, making play calls, and players were missing tackles. 19 missed tackles in the game. 8 of them in the backfield. Hold up, my signal's messing up. Hopefully y'all can see me. When people were blaming Kane Warmick 2 weeks ago for 19 missed tackles, 8 of them in the backfield, we blaming the coaching for that. When people were blaming Kalen DeBoer and Nick Sheridan for Ryan Williams dropping passes last week, hey, for all my Ryan Williams lovers, it's y'all fault. It's y'all fault. All of y'all that have been riding this man's nutsack this whole season, y'all have allowed the media, y'all have gave Tony Sakalis and all of these beat writers that y'all go to and pay for these subscriptions for, right? And these get on these message boards to get their inside scoop, right? It's y'all fault. Because y'all go in there and y'all talk so much about Ryan Williams as if he's the only receiver that we have. And that gets to these players. Regardless if y'all want to accept it or not. Where I'm headed to church, man. Headed to church. C-Town, baby. Headed to the crib. It's y'all fault though. Y'all the reason why Jalen Miro only sees Ryan Williams. The media. He's only 17. Hey, we got 80 people in the chat, only 30 likes. Run the likes up. Rubberneckers, run the likes up. Hey, nah, it is your fault. Stop chatting. You stop chatting, bum. Get them out of here. Where my mods at? A9, come in my chat talking stupid. Bye. Bro, if Miro is talking to Ryan based on the media, that's the only way I'd say Miro need to go. That's a true assessment though. Y'all don't want to listen. Y'all don't. Some of you fans don't listen. Y'all are such Fairweather fans and emotional fans. Y'all get mad because players are doing the exact same thing that you all do. You run and listen to the media. These are 17 to 23-year-old kids, young men. Half of their life, half of their value is based off what they can project on social media. That's what NIL is, name, image, and likeness. My name. How do I get exposure to my name? Through social media. My image. How do I get my exposure to my image? Through social media. How do I get exposure to my likeness? Through social media. Social media. Media in general. So social media has amplified the voice of the society, of our population. Coach Saban being militant and telling players, don't pay attention to it. Guess what? How many players played under Coach Saban had a Twitter account, an Instagram account, a TikTok account, a Snapchat account? You don't think these players have these accounts and go and look at their accounts? That's why you saw guys like Terry and Arnold be vocal about how much they hated social media. You're crazy if they watch you follow them. Y'all went and took Ryan Williams from 2K followers to I think like 33,000, 40,000 followers or something. It was some crazy number on Twitter. Y'all did that this past spring. And then when he went off the first 4 or 5 games of the season, oh, he's cute. He's wide receiver one. Wide receiver one. Forget the fact that Jeremy Bernard has been the most efficient wide receiver we had, and also has been the most effective in both pass blocking. He's only had 1 drop to date. Ryan Williams has 5 drop passes. Jeremy Bernard only has 1. Kendrick Law has 2. Kobe Prentice has 1. The target disparity is horrible. And for y'all to say if that's why they doing it, it's been happening. Coach Saban, we had the same issue with Coach Saban. Hopefully y'all can hear me. I'm sorry. I'm going through a bad area, y'all. I know I timed out for a second. BH. We need to feed all of our wide receivers. We need to feed our tight ends. We need to feed our running backs when they're open off the quick checkdowns out the backfield. Running backs wasting energy running flare routes when my quarterbacks, weeks 1 through 4, we got mad at them for hitting those routes the whole game. Miro has to understand there's phases to building an explosive offense. Everything, you're not going to come out all the time and hit like his first deep shot. It wasn't even inaccurate. It wasn't inaccurate. So we have a culture clash when it comes to philosophies, mindset, how to approach the game, how to execute game plans. We have a culture clash, and it's prevalent. That's what you're going to have when you have a brand new staff. You know what? Kirby had the luxury of having a lot of people that were familiar with the staff and the university at Georgia when he got there, and still wasn't able to muster out 10 wins his first season. I think Kirby went 7-6 his first year at Georgia, and that was a team that I believe had won 8 or 9 games the year before. Somebody fact check that. I think they might have won 10 games the year before with Mark Richt. They might have won 8, I think, but I know Mark Richt had multiple 10-win seasons. Kirby inherited just as talented of a roster as Alabama had. That's why Kirby was able to go into that next season, his second year, and be right back in the SEC championship game playing against the GOAT. Excuse me, y'all. I don't think people remember that. Like, Kirby got handed a winning roster. Georgia wasn't 3-7 when Kirby got. 3-9 when Kirby got to him. I think they were 7-6 or 7-5, 6-6, 8-4. They were definitely like middle of the bunch record with top end talent. Hey, you want to know why? It ain't even Kirby had them ready. Players making their decisions to want to play, be bigger than themselves, play for something bigger than their name, image, and likeness. That's what I see at Georgia. I don't see a whole bunch of coaches fussing and crying on the sideline at Georgia. I see the same amount of energy on the sideline as I see at Bama. The same pass you seen from Kirby getting at the refs, I saw it a whole bunch from Kalen DeBoer. I appreciate Kalen DeBoer. For all y'all that keep talking about coaches, it's not on the coaches to get a player hyped up for a game or for a player to see the opportunity he has in front of him. That's not on. For all of y'all making excuses for the players in that facet, that's crazy. That's how I know you've never played the game. Because if I never needed a coach to tell me go out and catch the ball when it's thrown to me. I've never needed that. I've never needed a coach to tell me. Hey, go out there, especially when I played on special teams, because I was a wide receiver. When I was on special teams, on kickoff coverage, I never needed a coach to hype me up and say, hey, go take somebody's head off on special teams. I never needed that. So for all of you, we need the coaches to yell at them. For what? So they can hit the portal? So they can red shirt next week and hit the portal, and then you get mad at them, at the coaches for fussing at them? Christopher O's, please bring Scott Cochran back for what? So we can get more injuries? That's my troll response, but bring Scott Cochran back for what? Energy on the sideline, we need motivation on the sideline is what you're saying? If I'm a player, I'm not waiting for no coach to tell me to get hyped. That's crazy. And for any former player that ever played the game at any type of winning program or experience winning, you know doggone well it ain't about hype, it's about execution on the field. I played with teammates I play with quarterbacks that literally have taken it upon themselves, right, and said, "Hey, we got to do better." I've seen quarterbacks say, "I don't like the play call. Let's make it work," and players believe in that. That's a player issue. That's a player issue. The coaches. I can't ask Coach Kalen DeBoer to go up to every player after every bad play and tell them something like, you're not doing your job as a coach if you're wasting time with that. As a position coach, I can't spend 30 seconds or I can't spend 2 minutes on a 30-second timeout trying to tell this player, "Hey, you got it next time. You got it next time. Go get him. Kill him. Kill him." No. As a player, I have to have that in me. Simple. As a winner, everybody love to put that Reuben Foster speech, that Rolando McClain speech before the game. I forget what game it was. I believe it was the Tennessee game. Everybody love to pull that speech. That wasn't coaches. That wasn't coaches teaching them that. That was players. Those were the players with it. Come on. 18 flags is bad. 15 penalties is bad. Especially of them where 7 of them are self-inflicted. Right? 7 of them are self-inflicted. Shooting yourself in the foot. Hey, Derek, I've never had a coach come out there and shoot the ball and make the shot for me on the basketball court, and he give me those points. Like, I've never had a coach come out and catch a pass for me, and they put the stats in the book as a stat for me, as a reception for me. I've never had that happen as a player. As a coach, I've never called a play or seen a play called and then have a success and the stat book and say Coach Smook caught this play 19-yard pass completion. Never. I've never been in a game and got a sack and got recognition for a celebration or recognition for a touchdown catch of a play that I called. So how is it on me as a coach to be over a player's mindset and his approach to the game? Now, what is on me as a coach is to see when things like that, when things aren't happening, to create winning culture or to create winning productivity. It's on me to go in and try to find the best option in that locker room. But from a skill set standpoint, Dylan Lonergan and Jalen Miro are my best options for this offense. Todd Simpson gets down on himself you see his demeanor change in mop-up time. You see him put his head down. That's got to change. You can't have that along with the inconsistencies in what you produce on the field and practice. You can't have that. Daquan Menzie, 100%. My quarterback failed me last night, Daquan. Shout out to Daquan Menzie. Daquan, did you play during Saban era, right? You played during Saban era. If Coach Kirby, you played under Kirby Smart too. You can relate to this. You can tell all the Fairweather fans. Under Kirby Smart, as much hype that sideline had, as much energy happened with Scott Cochran. I can tell you from talking with multiple people during that time, multiple classmates and teammates, friends, you were one of them, Daquan. During that 2010-2011 season, not once did I hear or did I ever see a player blame a coach for them missing a tackle. Not once did I ever see a player coming off the sideline, barking back at Coach Smart, or dang, who was the linebackers coach? Dang, who was the linebackers coach while you was there, Daquan? Dang, man. Bo Davis was there when you was there, but who was the linebackers coach? He wasn't a linebacker coach. He was the D-line coach. Dino, now, let's talk, Dino. Let's talk. I completely agree with you, 100%. Shout out to the 77 in the chat. Run the likes up. We got 40 likes on the stream. I'm not saying nothing else about anything unless the viewers that's not liking leave, or y'all run the likes up. Run the likes up. I'm not saying nothing else. I want the people that want to hear me talk to stay around. The people that's not gonna like it, leave. Burns was the running back coach. I said linebackers. Yeah, I'm tired of Miro and that motivational stuff too. I'm calling my quarterback out. I'm calling my quarterback out all week. I'm telling y'all right now. I'm calling him out. And it's going to be solely based on this game and his attitude after this game. I'm calling him out. I'm trying to see if Daquan replied. Tough as nails. The players take on the personality of the head coach. That's a lie, because if that was the case, the players would have took on the personality of Nick Saban. I'm not even gonna get mad. I'm not gonna raise my voice. I'm gonna swing back at you. I'm gonna blame the coach for this. As a head coach, game management is your sole responsibility. Play calling is not necessarily your sole responsibility, but game management, play calling is definitely part of your responsibilities. 4th and 22 with 1:55, I think, left, 1:53, 3 timeouts. You punt that. Your defense just forced the offense to get off the field. Just forced their offense into a turnover on downs on the previous drive. That got you in the position to where you had an opportunity, but penalties, of course, back you up. You're in a bad position. Punt that ball. Rely on your defense. If they out-scheme our defense, you live with it. Defense had played a great game the whole night. Even with the touchdown that Nico, that was a perfect pass. You forced that ball right to the spot. I give King Mack, number 5. I give King Mack a lot of credit for how he played it. You forced it to that back corner. Nico made a perfect pass, perfect ball. And the recovery speed of King Mack was prevalent last night on a few plays. You could tell he needs more reps. The more reps he gets, the better he's going to be. I'm not mad with our secondary substitution. But that play call right there definitely killed our opportunities to put the offense in better position. But I'll say this too, man. We still had a chance. Still had a chance. Miro's mechanics killed that. You know what scared me about last night? Tennessee's defense wasn't good. I get an offense a D this week. I get an offense a D. A solid D plus, C minus. I get an offense a solid D plus, C minus. I give my defense a solid A minus. I saw a lot better effort. Exactly, Piano Man. Talk to him. 93 in the chat. Piano Man, they come through because they try to. What happens is, Piano Man, you got a lot of them that be in like Kangaroo Black chat. They be in Ty chat, Sean chat, Jance chat. They used to be here and vocal, but now they quiet because we attack their viewpoints, right? We're cold, but they still come around. They see the energy is authentic. They see it's real, but they don't want to publicly acknowledge it, and that's fine. Quietly hit that like button though. You see how when we start talking about it, the numbers go back down? Quietly hit that like though. Your name don't pop up when you like the stream for the rubberneckers that's hating and don't want to get. When you're in here just watching like this, it allows more people to see it. So you might as well hit the like and just accept it. Not the C word, Jordan. Yeah, they called us a cult, man. Cause we don't want to be Fairweather fans. Okay, Kirby and Sal were both linebacker coach. Bet. All right, appreciate that, Daquan. So even in that, Sal South, man. Reason I miss South sincerely because he wasn't that hype coach on the sideline. He was a player coach for real. He was a player coach. He demanded the respect of his players because he gave them every opportunity to prove themselves. I feel like Kalen DeBoer is giving our players, a lot of these veteran players, too many opportunities to prove themselves. I really do. Bro, did I really make it to Columbus in like an hour? Oh man, hold on, y'all. I know I didn't make it from Atlanta here that fast. Y'all, I'm sorry, y'all. Thank God for traveling mercy. Y'all, thank God for traveling mercy. I don't want y'all to talk bad about me, but for everybody that's familiar with the state of Georgia, as far as travel, vehicle travel, I left south side Atlanta. I left south side Atlanta probably like a little bit over an hour, maybe an hour and 5 minutes ago. And I'm hitting exit Daquan. I just left Atlanta an hour ago for all my people, not just Daquan, but for everybody that's for me. I just left Atlanta about an hour ago. Hour and 5-10 minutes. I'm crossing into Columbus exit 10 right now. And I didn't think I was speeding, but clearly I've been speeding, talking to y'all, ranting. Good talk. Look, good talk, guys. I'm disappointed in my speeding, y'all. I've been trying not to speed. Hey, but that's what happened in these old schools, man. My car 24 years old. I just bought me a Buick LeSabre Custom. I got this mug about a month and a half ago. And I'm gonna ride this bad boy till the wheels fall off. So we talked about Milroe. I gave my thoughts on Milroe. I gave my thoughts on targets. Gave my thoughts on the culture clash. I love the, hey, let's end this on a positive. Defensively, and I want to give a shout out to my baby KT. Shout out to my woman, man. Shout out to my baby. She said this a few weeks ago. She said she believes Kane Womack is the next head football coach at Alabama. Kane Womack, if we talk about culture clash and locker room problems and all of that, leaving last week's game, Kane Womack had the ultimate test. He had the biggest challenge of any coach in that locker room this week. Because you had veterans who did not believe in your philosophy. Vocalizing this post-game. Vocalizing that they felt what they felt. You had to have a coach that go in and say, hey, trust the process or sit down. That was the message after that meeting, after that player-only meeting. That was the message. Trust the process or get out the way. Kane Womack went out, and my boy tried the hell out of everybody. He went even front. First couple plays in the first drive, right? Even front. Y'all see what Tennessee offense was doing to our defense that first drive? And then I think the 7th or 8th play of that drive, 7th play, I believe, 8th play. Oh no, it was the 5th play of the drive. 5th play of the drive. We see our defensive front shift pre-snap, right? They align even and they shift. Edge rusher walks down, plays a head-up technique, but you see the tackle, the nose guard, the nose tackle, the defense tackle, and the end, they shift to an eye front. Our end shading inside the tackle on one end, and the other outside leverage end / linebacker, Wolf, shading the outside of the inline man of scrimmage, right? And you had your overhang head up over the inline man of scrimmage. Linebackers, you know, shading the guards, right? Both inside linebackers shading the guards. If we had spread, if they had a spread out formation, meaning guys were split outside the hashes, the wide receivers were split outside the hashes. You seen the linebackers splitting the difference. Safeties were walking. Alignment, pre-snap alignment was the best I've seen all season last night. Pre-snap alignment. 3 or 4 plays we were out of position because of pre-snap shifts by their offense, pre-snap motion. 3 or 4 plays, but guys were recovering. They were the play calling, alignment, everything was we're putting guys in position, and we tackle better. We tackle better. So I agree with it. I agree with the defense doing better. I think if they continue to build, it provides space for us to figure out our inconsistencies on offense. I honestly, I'm gonna say this, and I'm gonna leave it alone with the offense for today, because I'm going to give offensively. I'm going to say, and I'm gonna break it down. 60% on Milroe, 30% on play calling, and 10% on just overall effort and execution. I can't be mad at my offensive line. There were 4 or 5 plays where Milroe just did not want to take off. Offensive line getting beat on the perimeter, forcing guys upfield, not allowing them in the pocket, and he's not evading upfield. He's not pressing the line of scrimmage. My first game seeing my quarterback regress, I mean, in every facet. Usually you see him struggle in one area, you know, being hesitant about his reads one game, this, that, and the third. But last night, Jalen Milroe regressed from a standpoint of, as a quarterback that's supposed to be playing winning football at this stage of his career, my quarterback did not play to the best of his ability. He did not execute, and it's solely on him for the results that the offense was able to produce last night. It's solely on him, and he has to go to the lab. He has to get in the lab, and he has to, regardless of what the situation looks like in the moment, he has to, 1, be a leader. 2, he has to always be consistent with his mechanics. Shout out to the 54 likes in the chat. We got 86 live. Why y'all ain't got 86 likes? Piano Man. We created almost 5. Anytime you give your offense 4 extra possessions, you can't ask for no more from your defense. Like, I mean, the D-line played great last night. Tennessee's run game didn't open up to the second half. And we did way better yesterday in tackling. I think we only had 7 missed tackles yesterday in the whole game. And that's not good, but at the same time, you look at the numbers, like 7 missed tackles in today's game, it's not a bad thing. You're in the game. And shout out to George Teague. I want to get George Teague on the show, because he's been echoing a lot of sentiments that I have. And people are going to listen to him because he's George Teague, right? But I like to expose the people who have a respective person. I'm telling the same truths that he's telling. I'm just not George Teague. I'm just a regular you know, citizen that didn't play at the University of Alabama, but I played at multiple levels. I've coached at multiple levels. I got the experience, but because I don't have a Bama jersey, or my name wasn't on the Bama roster, I can't speak on Bama. I think I have more leeway to speak on football and sports with my experience and my past than a lot of you Fairweather fans who ain't ever seen the sideline or called a play. Mary J, why won't he run anymore? You think, Mary J, what if, and I'm not saying this is why. I'm just doing this to pick at all the Fairweather fans that love to go to social media and talk about him and get on these phone lines and say he's running too much. Y'all, Mary J, I know you remember that, big sis. You remember when last 2 weeks, everybody was saying Milroe ran too much. If he goes down, what's our situation look like? For all you Ty Simpson fans, you should want Miro to use his legs, right? Because then you heighten the probability of your golden child to get his opportunity. But you also know if he runs, then this game is hard to stop us, and Ty won't ever see the field. See, Miro throwing the ball and trying to be a pocket quarterback and a traditional quarterback is the best thing that could happen for Ty Simpson or anybody that wants to replace him, because that's something that he hasn't been used to. He's still progressing. Last night he regressed. All right, I gotta highlight that. I gotta make sure everybody. Last night Miro took 2 steps back. 2 steps back. I know you lying. I know you lying. Hey, y'all, I got to get off this live. Hold on. Hold on, y'all. I'll catch up with y'all later. 101 in the chat, 61 likes. Thank y'all. I got to call somebody. Let me see. No, I ain't going to end the live. Exactly. That's what I just said. You know what? I'm gonna ask y'all this. Last night, and I'm not being Fairweather. I'm just saying last night, play calling wise, there were a few plays where, if you look at it, the offensive, okay, I think it was 3rd and 4 in the second quarter. The offensive line protection slides left. You get solid pass pro from your right tackle, Elijah Pritchett. You call a slide left look. Most time when I'm sliding that direction, that means I want to check that direction first. You slide left and you throw right. You force a pass to Ryan Williams. He drops it. Could have been a catch. Wasn't a bad pass. You forced it, though, and he drops it. But you look at the play call, and C.J. Dupree and Jam Miller were wide open on the left. You look at the reaction from Nick Sheridan. Jalen Miro was not playing winning football last night. I think Jalen Miro was chasing a stat. I think Jalen Miro was chasing a moment, right? Instead of just trying to win the ball game. 100%. But Mary J, I'm not mad at the play calling. I'm not mad at the play calling when I'm looking at the field and there are 3 guys open on the play. I'm not mad. I'm not even mad at the touchdown that he threw to Ryan Williams. I'm not mad at the play call, because you had 8 guys in the box. You got 1-on-1. You got an uber talented wide receiver. You want the pass to be great, right? You want the pass to be perfect, and it was a good pass. Ryan Williams definitely should have went up and I mean, that cradling the ball crap, we got to stop that. I don't know. That's my problem with a lot of wide receivers nowadays, but they are forcing him to be something he is not. What do you mean? What do you mean? What do you mean? They're forcing him to be something he's not. What do you mean by that? What is he not? If you're saying he's not a passing QB, then how come he has three games in his career with 300+ passing yards? 2 of them against ranked opponents. If he's not that type of QB, why last year at this point we had 31 sacks, and now we come to this point in the season, I think we've cut that number in half. How many total sacks does Alabama have this season? Sacks given up. How many sacks have we given up? If he's not that type of quarterback, why was he leading the nation in passive? Like, you can't move the goalpost because he had a bad game. Talk about this game. Talk about what happened this game. Don't discredit everything he's done to this point to have everybody, praising him and saying that he's a Heisman contender, but because he has a bad game, you want to talk about he hasn't been, or he has been. He had a bad game. Wide receiver was wide open. Wide open. Right. Jordan Wright, I'm right there with you. J. Cole. Javarius Cole. Hey, y'all know who J. Cole is? That's J. Cole, that's Jay the GOAT. That's Jay the GOAT. I think Javarius Cole is Jay the GOAT, y'all. He been hiding under a new name. Yeah, I saw it. I seen it. He ain't the only one. He ain't the only one. Hey, so my church folks, they had me show up early. Want me to show up early, right? Talking about being on time. I just drove an hour and a half away, and I'm the first one at the church. Disappointed. Lack of execution. New Life House of Prayer, you disappointed me. But a level 3. What are you talking about? Do not disturb. I'm gonna need you to get a membership badge. All this chatting and complaining you doing, I ain't never heard you in here before, bro. Appreciate you for pulling up. What's up, Bino? What up, Bino? Steven, everybody pulling up late. Y'all drop them likes, man. KT said go back to afternoon practices. Nah. Because then they ain't going to have time to keep their classwork up. Then we're going to have to go back. We're going to have to really go back into keeping these kids in the classroom. The portal allowed these kids to withdraw from classes and everything, man. J. Cole, are you Jay the GOAT? Be honest. Be honest. He said something to me last night on my live. Of course he gonna show up 5 weeks after he was proven wrong. And that's what I love about y'all Fairweather fans, man. I don't know what you playing that song for. We ain't singing it. You sure you're not Jay the GOAT, J. Cole? Because you got that same exact Jay the GOAT Fairweather energy, bro. You just like football content? Well, subscribe and support over here. You're going to get the most authentic content here. You ain't go see all that whining and stuff like on them other channels, like my boys was doing on their channel last night. Facts, Brett. Mangu King, it's okay to want to see your players do better. But when you got fans who claim to be Crimson Tide fans bashing players and also attacking coaches for players not executing, don't bash a player for not executing. Tell them what they need to do to be better. Don't just come in, he's trash, when you just followed them on Twitter and you're tagging them in all your Twitter posts, looking for their recognition for them to acknowledge you as a fan. And then when they have a bad game, all of a sudden they trash. Or they need to stop getting on social media. Or they don't need to be on podcasts or all this. That's Fairweather. So if that's you, then you're Fairweather. If that's not you, then you ain't Fairweather. So stop getting mad about it. Fairweather fans are Fairweather fans. You're only good when they're winning. They can't experience no test. They can't have no adversity. Y'all Fairweather fans, get mad at me for saying it. I don't care. It's one thing to want your players to do better. If I want you to do better, Mangle, if I want you to be a better fan, guess what I'm going to do? I'm going to tell you what to look like. I'm not just going to come on here and call you a Fairweather fan. I'm going to come over here. I'm going to be like, hey, you Fairweather because of this. Look at this. Look at this. You comparing it to Saban era, and Saban had literally worse problems than what we're dealing with now. But you want to say that it's the coach's fault? That's Fairweather to me. So if that's you, then you Fairweather. Like it or not. Hey, Brett, I think I'm going to meet you there too, bro. So for everybody that get mad when I talk about Fairweather fandom, stop being Fairweather. Simple as that. Kimberly, ain't nobody talking about NFL football today. We talking about college football in this chat. Oh, yeah, if we lose to Missouri, it's up. What's up, Rico? 100%, Steven. We told everybody like that. The problem is NIL, these guys are... Hey, Gaston, I can't control... you, and that's why I get mad when people say it's on the coaches to get these players up to play. I can't tell a player that's making more money than me how to for a game. I can't even go to him and tell him to take his headphones off and focus, while we giving him team speech, right? I can't do that nowadays. As a coach, I really can't. And for all the fans that's mad at that, you all made it like this. You the fan base, the ones that were crying about players need to get paid and got mad, and the other fans that said Coach Saban wasn't able to do it. You're right, because you giving them too much power. Way too much power. Morty, no, I don't even think Kalen DeBoer and his staff know the answer. That's the funnier part about it. But the thing is, they haven't had 3 years to figure it out. They haven't even had a full season to figure it out, and you got people already calling for their head. So when that happens, that's when I'm like, okay, fair weather. Fair weather to the T. Like, what else do you have to do to show that you fair weather? Because if that was the case, if we want to do Kalen DeBoer like this, right? Coach Saban should have been out after his 7-6 finish. 6-6 regular season. Let me stop giving Coach Saban that extra bowl game. 6-6 first season. What was the second season? 10-2, right? Or 12-2. No, 10. What was the second season under Saban? Because he lost the SEC championship. We only had one loss that season. 10-2. Next year undefeated. 3 years we gave Coach Saban. And you know what's crazy? A lot of these Bear Bryant era fans that claim that they solid fans, and I'm gonna say this because I love picking at them. They the worst of the fan base. I'm gonna be honest, especially the non-cultured ones. Especially the non-cultured era Bear Bryant fans. And I said non-cultured. Y'all heard what I said. Non-cultured. The Bear Bryant era fans that lack culture awareness, right? I'm not going to use the R word. But the Bear Bryant era fans that lack cultural awareness or an awareness of what society has become, they were even calling for Coach Saban to be fired in year one. So, and a lot of those same fans didn't even want Coach Saban to come in the first place. But we calling for KD and Kane Womack. The whole staff. After 6 games. Funny. Funny Fairweather fans. But we got Fairweather fan report tomorrow on the live morning show. Firing a coach after a few games, not a good plan. I mean, what other coach would want to come to Bama if that happened?
You as a fan base did not want to start going from coach to coach. KD, give KD a chance 100%. Very young team. Very young teams. 94. See, this is how I know y'all. 94 in the chat, 65 likes. Make sure, even if y'all do it after I leave, run the likes up. Bryce Craig, Fairweather fan alert. Y'all get them. Sound alarms. Sound alarms. Fairweather fan alert. Anytime you jump in the chat and your first comment is a negative, you're Fairweather fan. Anytime you jump in the chat, a random chat or any chat, you jump in the chat and your first comment about your team is we're doomed, you're Fairweather. You fit that Fairweather. You're perfect makings for Fairweather fandom. And we have space for Fairweather fans in this community. We have a whole Fairweather fan section, like a Fairweather VIP section. For our Fairweather fans here in the AAA community. As a matter of fact, we also have a Fairweather fan. I got a call when my get off phone.